What's going on, everybody? KingofDragons 5000 here, coming at you with another figure review. Today we'll be having a look at the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Scarecrow from Batman Arkham Knight. And so here we have Scarecrow posing out of the packaging. Before we have a look at the figure, let's take a look at his one and only accessory, which is a McFarlane display stand. Unfortunately, Scarecrow doesn't get any other accessories. So with that out of the way, let's have a closer look at Scarecrow. So here we have a closer look at the Arkham Knight Scarecrow, and I have to say I am really digging the way this figure looks. McFarlane has done an absolutely beautiful job with Scarecrow here, and it is just very exceptional. Really loving this head sculpt. They did a really good job sculpting the burlap sack. He kind of has like this skeletal look to him with the way the nose is sculpted and the recessed eyes. And then we do have the strings connecting the mouth right there. And then a carryover from Arkham Asylum is that he does have the ventilation right here on his mask, which I think that was a really neat feature. I didn't like the way Scarecrow looked in Arkham Asylum, but I do like the way he looked in Arkham Knight, and he looks very imposing. Absolutely loving his hood, the way they designed it. It looks like a burlap hood where you can see it's just stitched together. Looks very good. It looks like an actual burlap sack was stitched together and just made into a hood. There's no discernible pattern on it, so I do like that. One thing I absolutely love about this figure is if you look carefully behind the strings connecting the mask, you can actually see his teeth, which is very impressive. That is actually how it looked in game, so really do like that. And his eyes are just piercing. They look very good, and somehow they do catch the light very nicely, and they do reflect it very good, so it always looks like his eyes are glowing. I really love the hangman's noose that he has right here. You can see just how much detail and paint went into it. This is the way figures should look. With this amount of paint, this amount of detail, he looks spectacular. You can see right here the test tubes full of fear toxin are painted, and that's all I can say. They are painted. They're not painted the best, but at least there's some color. It's a little bit sloppy, actually. It's very sloppy. You can see there's some paint goop right there. It's not at all clean. It's just kind of thrown together, which is a little bit unfortunate because what little paint this figure has, you can see it's not the best. But having a look at more of these tubes, you can see more paint error on the tubes. Just not all great paint applications on the orange part. There's a lot of bleeding through, unfortunately. A lot of places where it misses the mark. Right here you can see there's more paint error. So yeah, the orange part of his paint, it's not the best they've done, and you can see it's kind of sloppy in a lot of places. If you were to take your time, you could really customize this figure nicely. Yeah, even on the back you can see the orange doesn't fill the entire cavity, and it's bleeding onto these canisters which he has on the back. I do like the tube that feeds into his uniform right here. I'm pretty sure that helps with the respiration on his costume, so it doesn't breathe in the fear toxins. You can see all these tubes connecting very nicely. He's also disabled because he was attacked and mauled by Killer Croc in the end of Arkham Asylum. So yeah, that's kind of why he kind of looks the way he does, all mangled and battered. I do like the gunmetal that they painted on his costume. There's some hints of gunmetal throughout it. You can see right here on these tubes we have gunmetal going up to the tank, going all the way around. Kind of wish that this was done in that same gunmetal. It's just cast in black. On his gauntlet right here you can see the fear toxin that goes into the hypodermic needles that he uses to stab people with, and it's very scary looking. He does have a balled up fist, so yeah, that does look good. A little bit of orange paint on mine right there. This side we do have him with like a stylish pose for his hand, but overall his jacket here, really good detail. You can see the burlap material is stitched together. Even right here on his jacket, they did a really good job just sculpting it together. And we do have some straps connecting all these canisters to him. Even his trench coat right here, you can see more stitch work. Even though this is more of a leather rather than burlap, it still looks very impressive. And then we do have some tubes running down his suit going down to his knee. So, well, if the camera will get in focus, yeah, going down to his knee. And then on the left leg, we do have that bracer that he was seen wearing. And I'm pretty sure this came after Killer Croc kind of munched down on him for a little bit. But yeah, they did sculpt the bracer that he has on him. I don't remember the technical term for this. It's not a brace, but it's not like crutches either. It's just like this, I guess a bracer would be the best way, and it just connects his leg and holds it in place. So yeah, obviously he's had some kind of surgery done on the leg to keep it together. But he just looks very imposing. You can see his boots are actually like strapped down, and then his suit is also strapped down. I really do like the fact that they went with black instead of brown. I think it brings a lot to the table when they do that, and it makes Scarecrow look even more menacing. So yeah, really liking the detailing here on Scarecrow. They did an excellent job on the sculpt work, and he does look the part, which I'm very happy for. So with his details out of the way, guys, let's actually get Scarecrow compared to other figures you may have in your collection. And so here we have Scarecrow posing next to a Marvel Legends Cyclops and a DC Multiverse Superman. Here we have Scarecrow posing next to a WWE Elite Scale figure and a Mezco 1/12 Collective Popeye the Sailor Man. Here we have Scarecrow posing next to a Lightning Collection White Range and a Star Wars Black Series Mandalorian. And for one final comparison, here we do have the Arkham Knight Scarecrow posed next to the Arkham Knight Batman. So with the comparisons out of the way, let's have a look at Scarecrow's articulation. Now, Scarecrow does have a double ball joint in the head. However, he really doesn't look up all too well. He can look down quite a bit, which I do like that. Looking up, he basically just looks straight. He does get some slight head tilt. Unfortunately, the way his hood is sculpted, it really doesn't lend itself to being the most articulated, but it does function very nicely. He does have a ball joint here in the shoulder, which pivots slightly forward and back, up and down, goes out to the side to about right there, and I do like that. Goes all the way around, a little bit hindered by his jacket. You can see it, the jacket does want to push his arm out to the side, which is a little bit unfortunate. I really do like the bicep on this guy. You really wouldn't know it at first, but he does have a bicep swivel, and it's very well hidden in his costume. And then we do have a double bend here at his elbow. We have a swivel hinge at the wrist, which does go in and out, or up and down, depending on how you have that joint situated. And his fingers are sharp. Oh my goodness, you can see them poking into my skin. And then it does rotate on that pin. Dang, that is very sharp. Be careful with his fingers, guys. He does have double jointed torso section. We have a mid-torso joint, and then we have a lower torso joint. However, the way his costume is made, he is wearing this really thick application where his vest kind of hinders all the articulation. You can see it leans back a little bit, doesn't really lean forward, leans side to side slightly, and you really don't get any rotation because of how this is connected to the bottom, to his belt. So yeah, that is unfortunate, but you can actually, no, you don't even get rotation there, because it looks like all this is connected as one piece. So even though he does have a second ball joint here at the waist, you don't get any real swivel out of it just because of how all this is connected, which is a little bit unfortunate. His legs do kick forward to about right there, which is impressive considering he has all this to go through. Kicks back to about right there. Goes out to the side. Very impressive. Really do like that. He does have a slight thigh swivel, which does function normally. And then this is the part where everybody wants to see. He does have double bend here at the knee. Actually, no. It's a single bend. So he just has a single bend in the left knee, and then in the right knee we actually get double bend. So really impressed that they went that far with the engineering and limited this joint. I honestly didn't expect that to be limited as it is. That I like it because it fits the character, but it's an action figure. Why limit the articulation? But anyway, his foot here does have some surprisingly good range. You can see it does move forward and back. Now, if it wasn't for his braces right here, it would swivel side to side. This leg You can see swivels normally. This one does have a cut right there, but yeah, the way his leg is designed, it's not designed to swivel, unfortunately, but he does have a hinge in the ankle. His left leg does not have a rocker ankle. It's fixed in this position, but his right leg does have a rocker ankle, and both feet do have generous toe hinges. So overall, really do like the articulation here on Scarecrow. It is very interesting, and I do love the asymmetry on it. So with that out of the way, guys, let's actually get Scarecrow posed for my final thoughts, and then we'll wrap up this review. And so here we have the Arkham Knight Scarecrow pose for my final thoughts, and overall, Scarecrow here is an impressive looking figure. Now, he does have some issues in terms of articulation. I do like the fact that they got so much detail out of Scarecrow. It just sucks that he has to suffer in terms of articulation to get that to get his details all matched into his video game character. I do like the costume, don't get me wrong, it was a really nice take on the character, and I absolutely love John Noble's performance as Scarecrow. However, transitioning that into action figure form, it does come with its own problems. They did change up the articulation on this guy slightly, giving him a single bend in the knee, no articulation, swiveling or pivoting in the left foot, which does make posing him kind of a challenge because he doesn't get that solid grip on the floor that you would want when posing a figure. Overall, I'm still really impressed by the detail McFarlane was able to give us. I love the mask. It's one of my favorite features of Scarecrow, especially from Arkham Asylum and Arkham City. Well, just the Arkham games in general. I think his Arkham Knight mask, which is what we have here, is the best visual representation of Scarecrow we have gotten in video game form. In fact, if they were to use this mask in a movie, I would be absolutely perfectly fine with it because it's a very, very cool design. Absolutely love it. In terms of detail, this figure looks good. Paint could be much better. I'm not gonna lie, the paint is very sloppy on this figure, but the detailing on him is superb. I absolutely love it. If you can find Scarecrow in stores, I really recommend you pick him up, especially if you're a fan of the character. You can throw this guy pretty much in any DC collection, and he just looks very imposing. It's one of my favorite Scarecrow designs, and if you guys are a fan of the Arkham Knight franchise, you're gonna want to have Scarecrow in your collection. I did pick up mine from Amazon, where he did run me about $19, so about $20 after taxes, which I'm perfectly okay with that. He looks very good, and I really do like the way he came out. If you guys want to pick him up, check out your local Walmarts, Targets, and other retail sites like Amazon, Big Bad Toy Store, and Entertainment Earth. With that being said, guys, I'm KingofDragons 5000. Don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel. Go ahead and check out all my other action figure reviews, as well as all my other DC Multiverse videos. Hopefully you find them informative. As always, if there's a figure you would like to see me review, let me know down in the comments, and if it fits in my collection, I'll gladly have a look at it. While you're at it, check out my Instagram account for new and exciting action figure photos, and as always, ring that bell to be notified anytime I upload a video. Until next time, guys, I'll see you later. Take care, everyone.